Based on numerous recent discoveries this year, the team has good reason to believe that this 80-foot-deep, decayed wooden structure may be connected to the original money pit.
For centuries, the money pit on Oak Island has guarded its secrets. But in Season 13, Episode 16 of The Curse of Oak Island, something felt different. This wasn't just another drill test or routine soil sample. It was a genuine breakthrough. As the team pushed deeper into the garden shaft, core samples revealed concentrated gold deposits exactly where legends have long claimed treasure might be hidden. These weren't scattered specks or random traces. The gold appeared in focused concentrations, aligned with the paths of the original searcher tunnels. Even wooden fragments recovered from deep underground showed clear signs of human workmanship, suggesting something had been intentionally placed far below the surface. For years, elevated gold readings on Oak Island have fueled debate. Were they natural mineral deposits or evidence of buried treasure? In this episode, the data became harder to dismiss. Scientific analysis revealed gold levels far above what's normally found in Nova Scotia soil, pointing to a buried source that may be very close. For the first time this season, the money pit offered measurable, compelling evidence, not just mystery. Now the question isn't whether something is down there, it's where exactly it's hidden. And for the first time in years, the team feels closer than ever. Another major discovery in this episode centers on a massive boulder uncovered on Lot 8. From the start, it was clear this wasn't just a random rock. It rested atop smaller, evenly spaced stones, a detail that immediately suggested deliberate placement. Excavation beneath the boulder revealed a rubble-filled trench, proof that someone centuries ago had intentionally altered this site. The most intriguing discovery came from beneath the boulder itself. A snake camera revealed voids, empty spaces, along with what appeared to be an iron spike and a faint shimmering object that some believe could resemble a pearl. These clues suggest the boulder may have functioned as a plug, deliberately concealing something below. And that distinction is important. A plug implies careful planning and secrecy, not simply the remains of an old searcher tunnel. Tension rose as the team debated how to proceed. Marty Lagina pushed for speed, eager to uncover what lay beneath. The archaeologists urged caution, stressing the importance of preserving context and protecting historical evidence. The compromise was to carefully remove the surrounding stones by hand before attempting to lift the boulder. That patience paid off. Beneath one of the stones, the team discovered a small but remarkable artifact, a fragment of red-dyed wool fabric. At first glance, it seemed minor, but it quickly became one of the episode's most compelling finds. Buried deep under the massive boulder, it almost certainly predates modern treasure hunts. Laboratory analysis confirmed the fabric was hand-knit wool, made using a weft technique and dyed with natural red pigment rather than synthetic dye. The implications are fascinating. Red wool was strongly associated with medieval England, particularly Leeds, a major wool-producing center, as early as the 13th century. The connection becomes even more intriguing when considered alongside a previously discovered English bag seal marked with a sheep emblem found nearby. While the team remains cautious about drawing firm conclusions, the possibility that medieval European trade networks reached Oak Island centuries before modern treasure hunters is electrifying. Meanwhile, the money pit investigation intensified. Several new boreholes were drilled deep into the solution channel, an underground feature that has long captured the team's attention. Decades of drilling, collapses, and flooding may have funneled valuable objects into this hidden channel, and the season's strategy reflects that theory. Core samples pulled from more than 200 feet down revealed loose material rather than solid bedrock, a hopeful sign that objects could have shifted into this area. Tension grew when metal detectors picked up signals in freshly extracted cores, only for those readings to fade once the cores were moved. Metal detection expert Gary Drayton identified tiny metallic fragments, possibly silver, embedded in the soil. These findings aligned with earlier water and sediment tests showing elevated precious metal levels nearby. The real breakthrough came in the war room. Dr. Ian Spooner, Emma Culligan, and Gillian shared results from X-ray fluorescence, XRF testing. Soil samples from multiple boreholes, including I-9.5 and K-9.5, showed unusually high concentrations of elemental silver. Importantly, the silver was bound to clay particles rather than dissolved, suggesting a nearby unnatural source. For the first time this season, measurable scientific evidence beneath the money pit began to tell a consistent story. Silver appearing in such concentrated amounts isn't typical of local geology, strongly pointing to a human origin, possibly remnants of treasure that once rested higher in the money pit system. These discoveries revive the long-standing story of a 14th century Portuguese coin, reportedly found in the mid-1800s by James Pitblado. Recent drill hits occurring near fragments of Pitblado's drill rods suggest a pattern of activity and structural collapse unfolding over generations. Rather than viewing the solution channel as a dead end, the team now sees it as a possible resting place for artifacts that may have shifted over centuries of digging, flooding, and cave-ins. Attention also turned to the swamp, where Gary Drayton, Peter Fonetti, Tom Nolan, and Alan Andrews followed a straight cobblestone pathway cutting across the wetland. The discovery of bricks embedded among the cobbles eliminated any idea of a natural formation. Further excavation revealed shaped wood, carefully arranged stone platforms, and additional signs of deliberate construction. Each discovery adds another layer to the mystery. Gold, silver, medieval fabric, engineered stonework, the evidence continues to build. Whether these clues ultimately lead to legendary treasure or rewrite the island's history, one thing is certain. Oak Island is giving up its secrets piece by piece, and the story is far from over. The careful alignment of the cobblestones suggests they may have formed a road or causeway, possibly leading toward previously discovered vaults or linking to other stone features scattered across the island. What makes the swamp discoveries especially compelling is how intentional they appear. The cobbles follow survey stakes, curve gently, and seem to point directly toward Lot 8. This opens up an intriguing possibility. The swamp, the Lot 8 boulder, and the money pit may not be separate mysteries at all. Instead, they could be parts of a single, island-wide design. If that's true, it would point to a level of engineering, planning, and coordination far beyond what early settlers or casual treasure hunters could have accomplished. By the end of episode 16, one theme becomes clear: convergence. Independent clues, medieval wool, English trade seals, elevated silver concentrations deep underground, and carefully constructed stone pathways are beginning to connect. Together, they suggest deliberate human activity on Oak Island long before its recorded history. Definitive proof may still be just out of reach, but the growing body of evidence is difficult to ignore. The team's decision to deploy heavy drilling equipment into the solution channel marks a bold step forward. It reflects confidence built on data and physical findings rather than speculation. At the same time, the careful excavation around the Lot 8 boulder continues, holding the potential to significantly reshape the island's story. Episode 16 captures the true spirit of the Oak Island mystery. Progress doesn't come in sudden breakthroughs, but through layers of evidence, respect for history, and the determination to follow clues wherever they lead, even when they complicate the narrative. As the episode closes, there's a sense of anticipation. The team may be on the brink of uncovering treasure, rewriting history, or perhaps both. More than anything, Oak Island's power lies in the secrets it guards so fiercely. This episode reimagines the island not as a collection of isolated puzzles, but as a connected system. The money pit, the swamp pathways, and the Lot 8 boulder begin to look like components of a deliberately engineered landscape. This broader perspective marks a shift from earlier seasons, when discoveries were often treated as separate anomalies. The Lot 8 boulder, in particular, becomes central to this larger theory. Evidence suggests it was placed after a cradle-like excavation had been constructed beneath it, indicating significant labor and careful intent. The likelihood that it was positioned by hand rather than modern machinery strengthens the idea that it predates industrial work, potentially making it one of the island's oldest and most sophisticated concealment features. The episode also highlights the importance of smaller finds. A fragment of red wool fabric might seem insignificant compared to gold or silver, but its value lies in its context. Unlike treasure, which can be moved or melted down, textiles preserve cultural and historical information. Found beneath a massive boulder and dyed naturally, the wool points to deliberate human presence during a specific historical era. The connection to the English bag seal becomes one of the episode's most satisfying moments. Instead of jumping to conclusions, the team carefully connects multiple pieces of evidence, building a historical narrative grounded in facts. England's long history of wool production provides a plausible framework without overstating the case. Meanwhile, the Money Pit investigation continues to produce important insights. Repeated metal detection at extreme depths suggests the solution channel is far more than a natural geological feature. It may hold meaningful archaeological evidence. Although signals sometimes fade when core samples are moved, a frustrating challenge in collapsed underground spaces, the team remains methodical. Their disciplined approach, including repeated testing and laboratory analysis, stands in sharp contrast to the aggressive digging of past generations. Dr. Spooner's observation that the silver is bound to clay particles rather than dissolved in groundwater is especially significant. It indicates a concentrated source that is likely human-made rather than naturally occurring. Back in the swamp, the discovery of bricks embedded within cobblestone platforms eliminates any remaining doubt about natural formation. A constructed road or causeway would only make sense if heavy materials were being intentionally transported across difficult terrain. The alignment and curvature of these features further support the idea of purposeful design, potentially linking major points like the Money Pit and Lot 8. Such infrastructure suggests a large, organized effort, not random or isolated activity. Emotionally, Episode 16 reflects the quiet determination that has driven Rick and Marty Lagina for decades. Each discovery, from silver-rich soil to structured stone pathways, reinforces the feeling that Oak Island is slowly revealing its secrets to those patient enough to look carefully. The team's reactions remain measured, shaped by years of experience and hard-earned lessons in restraint. Yet when Rick remarks that they may be closer than ever, it reveals just how personal this journey has become. For them, the search is about more than treasure. It's about uncovering purpose, understanding history, and revealing the story hidden beneath the surface. The decision to expand drilling using heavy equipment marks a turning point in the season. This is no longer exploration driven purely by curiosity. It's a focused effort aimed at potential recovery. Conversations shift subtly from asking whether something exists to determining exactly where it might be. That confidence is rooted in evidence, not wishful thinking, giving it real weight in the long and often frustrating saga of Oak Island. The episode also makes it clear that setbacks are part of the process. Fading metal signals, inconclusive samples, and unanswered questions aren't treated as failures, but as necessary steps along the path to discovery. This honest portrayal of investigation adds authenticity to the story and underscores just how challenging it is to uncover truths at a site that has been disturbed for more than 2 centuries. By the end, the episode feels less like another chapter and more like a milestone. The combination of archaeology, metallurgy, geology, and historical research creates a tangible sense of forward movement. Even if treasure remains just out of reach, Episode 16 makes one thing clear. The team is gradually uncovering a hidden narrative of Oak Island, a story defined by planning, complexity, and human ingenuity on a scale once thought impossible. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mystery, please subscribe to the Timefold channel and don't forget to like.